Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Biker X Ali. Here are 5 things I absolutely hate about my 2015 Ducati Diavel Carbon Edition, but I still love the bike. Cue in the intro. Numero uno. So this is what the chain slapping on the swing arm. Now I know some of your experts or more technical fellows out there will be like, hey, maybe your chain's loose, you need to get it fixed. I've actually gone to the dealer, I've gone to senior mechanics, I've spoken to on the forums, and Gen 1, Gen 2, a lot of Ducati Diavel owners have this one reoccurring problem where the chain, when changing gears, smacks the swing arm so loud, and the deep dish rear rim does not really have, and it actually escalates the sound even louder. I've had my friends who ride next to me, and when I'm changing gears, they actually feel like the chain's about to pop up. So I did what any other good second-hand owner of a Diavel would do. I went and changed replaced my chain sprockets. I got the Desmond regular service done, and I still have that banging noise. Now, when I put it up on the forum, somebody recommended the adhesive tape, double-sided. I haven't really got onto it yet because it's winter here in Canada, so the bike is kind of in hibernation mode. But I will try that out and give you some feedback if that works. But as far as I know, there is really no cure for it. I don't know if Gen 3 does that. Obviously, the X Diavel doesn't do it because it's belt driven. But that is number one problem that I have with the Ducati Diavel. The chain slapping is just immensely loud. Number 2. The tank capacity. Like, you would think the Italians would have figured this out. When I'm riding with my fellows, my biker buddies, and I'm always pulling over at about 150, 160 kilometers, and I gotta fill up my tank. Now, if I'm regularly cruising, which nobody on the Diavel does, and the Diavel doesn't like you cruising on slower speeds, and that's when the chain slapping happens even louder, or reoccurs even more frequently. However, when I'm ripping it through the town, and like up north when we go towards the twisties, and I do regular riding, like, you know, you go fast, you go slow, it gives me about 160, and if I can stretch it really much, really pushing it about 170 kilometers, but that's like really risking everything. I wish they had a bigger tank on this, and it would have been so much better like those Jap metric bikes, but then again, it's an Italian Diavel, right? You know what you were getting into. So that's something that I wish they fixed or have fixed into Gen 3. That what I really wanted people to know who are looking to get into the second gen or the first gen, that the fuel capacity sucks really bad. Number 3. So this is a recurring problem that, again, when every time I put something up in on the Ducati forums, everybody tells me, oh, that's normal for Ducatis. You should have done your homework, and maybe I should have, but the fuel sensor blows out. Every so often, I've heard people in the forum say that they frequently change it every 2 years. Some say they do it every 3 years, depending on your riding style. I got this last year. I've already clocked 13,000 kilometers on that. And I feel that the fuel sensor is out, right? So, and it only happens when I mix petrol. So like if I go here in Canada, if I go to two different gas stations, I guess they're the additives and the chemicals in there kind of triggers the fuel sensor and it just pops up. What's annoying about it, covers half the TFT screen, and then I can't see and function the other items to see if my trip reports or how much, if my voltmeter is okay on the battery, and does not allow me to access that. So I have to switch off the bike, let it cool down for a bit, restart it, and then access all that other information that I require, if so I do need it. However, the fuel sensor does not really affect your riding style or your performance in any way, or the modes you're riding into, whether it's road touring or sport. So if you have a good idea that, hey, this bike will give me about 160, 170 kilometers, and the fuel sensor keeps blowing up, you know when to fill up. So that kind of really helps out. I've actually gone to certain mechanics at the dealers. It's actually on back order. Yeah, of course it is, due to supply chain issues and COVID. So they've told me that as long as you know the mark, what you need to fill up, you should be fine, as long as it doesn't adhere with the performance, and it doesn't. And I think that's something Ducati should fix, man. I mean, if it's a regular problem, then maybe it should not be so regular in the coming generations. But, you know, that's number 3 that you should be aware of, that the fuel sensor blows out real quick, and it's a reoccurring problem. Number 4. Okay, so when I bought the bike, I took it to the dealer because the guy who sold it to me had not much information about it. It was more like a show bike. He kept it parked in the living room. So I took it to the dealer, got it serviced and everything, and asked them to walk me through the steps. Something that they showed me was really, really cool, and that was the keyless fob. I can start the bike with just a key in my pocket. I don't have to plug it in, and the bike's ready to go and rock and roll. However, when they sold that feature to me, I said, that's fantastic. He's like, yeah, you don't, when you realize, oh, I gotta put my keys on right at the end when you put your gloves on. He's like, you don't have to worry about it, just start and go. And I was like, great story. Here's a question for you. How does the gas cap work? Is it manual or do I need a key? They're like, oh yeah, you need a key for that. So I was like, kind of defeats the purpose. Like, if you've given me a keyless fob to ride the motorcycle, but then I gotta use the key for the gas tank unless I put an aftermarket part and then, have one of those click clocks, racing gas caps, which again, you gotta get a proper one because then I've read in the forums that some of the rubber sealants are loose and, X, Y, Z. So I don't like to touch most of that stuff unless it's OEM. So if I'm not able to access the gas tank without the key, the keyless fob is kind of like redundant for me. So maybe Ducati should have think about how to fix that issue. Maybe have a button. If I have the key on, just click a button, pop up. If I don't have the key, it does not activate or does not, unlock the gas cap. Will be a good suggestion out there. But that's number 4 that I don't understand why they had it. Okay. Number 5, and I think this is right. Actually, this should have been number 2, but since it's not in any chronological order, but here's the thing. The seat. Now, if you've seen my previous episode, you would know the reason I never liked Ducatis was the way you sat. It was all crouched up like a jockey. It was, you were really squeezed into it. And if you're a big guy with a good belly, you would be really crushing your testes onto the tank. When I got the bike, the stock seat did exactly the same, and Ducati left me with this impression that yes, my testes are not going to be safe. So I had to get a touring seat. Now I need to tell you what kind of touring seat I got. I got the Gen 1 touring seat, which is compatible to the Gen 2 Carbon Edition, and it works absolutely fine. No more issues. No more pressing your lower abdomens or your testes against the tank, and it works great. However, if you get the other touring seat, which is about, I believe, 6 inches higher, then you're pretty much on the bike rather than in the bike. So here, let me tell you, if you actually look at Gen 1, if you Google Gen 1 pictures, the seat actually comes in like a U. So you're pretty much in the bike with the Diavel. Even the stock seat that came with it was pretty much like you're in the bike. But with the touring seat, you're a little upright, but you're still in the bike rather than on the bike. If you know what I mean. You're more upright like this than up like that. So you're still okay, and it works wonders. In fact, when I went to pick up the seat from this guy selling on Kijiji, he actually asked, the first thing he said, testicles are hurting? I'm like, oh yeah. Oh yeah, they are. So he's like, yeah, it's a regular Ducati thing. He has a multi-strata. He had to change the seat on that as well. So I guess it's a Ducati thing, but made for European built people, and right. So those are the top 5 things I absolutely wish Ducati did something about. But do I still love the Ducati? Absolutely. It is amazing. I love the modes that it has on. I'm going to be very honest. I have done the road and touring, and there's so much power in the touring itself. I still haven't clicked on road yet. So hopefully this season I will clock on to the road. I'm going to make another video about the 13,000 kilometers that I've done in my review on what I think is absolutely amazing about this bike and what's my review on it. I'm sure there are other people who have done it, but it's a first-hand experience from my side. So if there are people who are looking to get the Ducati Diavel, it would be really nice if you can like, share, and follow, and then you get some more information on this. Anyway, this is thanks for watching my 5 reasons. Zolf out.